the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win, yeah. Refuse, mine, it can't be diffused. If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living at different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked the mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool, chasing diamonds and jewels. Trust me, I was confused. Started minding my business and used my mind as a tool. Ended up finding my purpose and found the time to get to it. They told me I couldn't do it, they told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie, I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me like Toby, keep on running toes, they gon' take them. Used to lose, built to win, applied myself, I felt it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I pay for the cost, I'm winning to win, yeah. Refuse to lose, I'm built to win, applied myself.
And I'm slipping, it's been 2-3 days, I ain't even on the sound effect. Welcome back to CTC. I'm your gracious host, Carl, and I'm back for another episode. Here we go. All right, so today we're going to talk about the two games we had on Saturday. We had the Veterans Bowl. We had South Alabama, Western Michigan. We had the infamous Army-Navy game. I'm going to talk about those two games. We're going to talk about the awards. The awards were released Saturday. Some released prior to Saturday. Side note, that's why I didn't have a show about the awards. A lot of the awards came out previous to the Heisman ceremony show, so I just scrapped the awards I did. They got released prior to, so you've seen them before. I was going to do a preview and guess, so it is what it is there. And then we got to talk about tonight's Frisco Bowl. We got the Frisco Bowl tonight between 25th ranked Memphis and West Virginia. The Frisco Bowl is in Texas, 9 o'clock on ESPN. So I'll preview that game, give you a winner there. Before I do all that, I'd like to ask that you like, comment, share, subscribe. It helps the channel, helps the network, helps my channel, CTC, by way of the Refuse to Lose Network. We have the main show featuring Joe, Tomo, and Dave, which I will be a part of tonight at 7 o'clock. They go live Tuesday and Friday, 7 to about 8:30-ish. Like I said, I'll be live on that one tonight. So after this, I'll be on there. We have BWT, Baseball with Teddy. Yankees just traded for Cody Bellinger. They lost out in the Juan Soto sweepstakes. They couldn't retain him, and they've been swinging with a vengeance ever since. We got Unfazed also tonight, Tuesday, 9 o'clock Eastern, 8 o'clock Central. That's Joe and AJ. Like I said, tonight. We have Dave's Doghouse, highlights and lowlights of sport. FFC, fantasy football with Coach Coombs. Some people's playoffs week 1 is over. This might be championship week for some leagues. Some leagues playoffs just started. Either way, holla at Coach Coombs for your fantasy football needs. We have In the Red Corner, boxing show featuring Ty, Ricky, and Tomo. They should be back this Sunday. They go live like every other Sunday, so make sure you tune in there. Normally around 7 o'clock, so make sure you tune in. We have, I got a piece of hammer in my mouth. RBO, Real Ballers Only, featuring Vaughn. We got the NBA Cup Finals tonight. Side note, I got the Thunder tonight against the Bucks. Thunder play defense. Bucks really don't play defense. SGA, one of the best players in the world right now. I know Jokic, Giannis, guys like that got something to say. Luka got something to say, but SGA is playing some of the best basketball in the NBA. So all your NBA content with Vaughn. Then we got, let me make sure I'm forgetting these shows. I feel like I got all of them. Kings Talk with Joe Jordan. The Kings lost a heartbreaker last night against the Nuggets. Speaking of Jokic, heartbreaker against the Nuggets. So Joe's going to talk about that. Now, I believe that's all the shows we have to offer. So like, comment, share, subscribe. It helps the channel, helps the network. If you like what you're listening to, stick with them as well as stick with us. Just follow us on our little journey. So we're going to first start off with the award reactions. I got the award list right here. So we're going to start with the Davey O'Brien. That went to Cam Ward, one of 2 quarterbacks with 4,000 yards. Miami went 10-2. Absolutely great year for the Miami Hurricanes. Now, they didn't end in the year that they wanted. They didn't have a chance to compete for the ACC championship. They didn't make the playoffs, but they had a phenomenal year compared to years past. And they got a pretty good bowl in the Pop-Tarts Bowl against Iowa State. So go win you a bowl game. Cam Ward deserved the award. I wouldn't have been mad at Shedeur, though. Like, honestly, Shedeur Sanders, if he would have won it, wouldn't have been mad at that either. But I'm not mad at Cam Ward. Fred Biletnikoff, Travis Hunter. Do have an issue here. I thought T-Mac should have won it, to be completely honest. And now you can say Travis Hunter, I think he had more touchdowns. Travis Hunter was in the offense, and this could be a knock, and it's not a knock. It's like a knock and a help. But Travis Hunter, he's clearly the best receiver on the team. Like, that's, to me, no-brainer, right? But yeah, he got other guys that can get him open. Now, Travis Hunter, he can do it without getting open. We've seen the contested catch against North Dakota State. We've seen him make tons of contested catches. But when you go in against Arizona, it's stop T-Mac. That's all you're thinking about. Stop T-Mac and maybe Kweli Conley, the running back. But other than that, it's stop T-Mac. Nick Nash, I love the year he had. I was great. I was glad he was in consideration for it. I feel like Nick Nash should have been third behind Trav. If you got him second, I'm not mad at you there. But I thought this award should have went to Toya McMillan. Great year he's had. I thought he was the best receiver in college football. I don't want to say he got robbed, though. I wouldn't go that far. But I do think Travis Hunter should have won it. A lot of people was like, Nick Nash had the Triple Crown, which, cool, he did. I just think Toya McMillan, you go in the game plan, stop him. You go in the game plan to stop Nick Nash, too, against San Jose State. But he's San Jose State and the Mountain West. No, I'm not even going to do that. I just think Toya McMillan should have did that. I'm not going to do that because Ashton Jency playing that same Mountain West, plays tough competition, and did his thing. Nick Nash, same thing. He's been doing his thing. I'm not going to say that. Doak Walker, Ashton Jency. Obviously, no complaints there. John Mackey. Now, this also stirred some controversy. John Mackey went to Tyler Warren at Penn State. Everybody and their mother was like, look at Harold Fanning and Bowling Green. Look what he did, over 1,000 yards, And rightfully so. You have a point. I'm not mad at it because Tyler Warren can play anywhere as a tight end. Yeah, Harold Fanning can do the same thing in terms of lining up on the line of scrimmage like a tight end. He can play offset, stuff like that. But Tyler Warren, he was in the backfield. Tyler Warren, he was at quarterback. Tyler Warren did a bunch of stuff for Penn State. In a run-heavy offense, Tyler Warren was still that guy. You can't go wrong with either Harold Fanning or Tyler Warren, but I wouldn't say Harold Fanning got robbed. It's not like Tyler Warren ain't Tyler Warren. Like, he could do anything on the football field, so not mad at that one. Chuck Bednarik, best defensive player, went to Travis Hunter. Love it. Still don't understand how he wasn't in the running for the Jim Thorpe Award. A lot of people were like, oh, he only had 4 picks. Oh, he only had like 20, 30 tackles. Bruh, you tell me that a corner don't deserve to be one of the best because of tackles, I'm not listening to you. Because, one, if a corner has a bunch of tackles, that's not necessarily a great thing because that means he's getting caught on a lot. Or, I mean, it could be a good thing if he's really good at run support, but most of the time that means he's getting caught on a lot, and he has to make tackles because he's allowing receivers to catch the ball. When a corner normally has low tackles, it's because he's shutting down the side of the field or this man is just not getting open, point blank. And if he don't have a lot of picks, like Travis Hunter case, they're not targeting him. So it is what it is there. Next, we got the Bronco Nagurski is another best defensive player. Different. I think one is like AP, one's not. But Cal Kennard of South Carolina. Love it. South Carolina had a great defense. Cal Kennard was the leader of that defense on the D-line. He led our team in sacks. I love the Cal Kennard selection there. Shout out my boy. Great win. I mean, I still think Nick Amoroy was the best defensive player on our team, but I love it for Cal Kennard. Dick Buckets for the best linebacker went to Jalen Walker of Georgia. Georgia, really outstanding defense. Really no complaint from me there. Jim Thorpe went to Jahdae Barron, for Texas. Love it. Personally, I would have went Travis Hunter, but he wasn't even a finalist, so I already had my gripe there. Remington for the best center. Seth McLaughlin of Ohio State. Saw that was a huge loss when he got hurt, so love that pick there. The Outland Trophy for the best interior lineman. Kelvin Banks Jr. of Texas, love the pick. Lou Garza, Kenneth Almendarez for University of Lafayette, Louisiana. I like it. I personally probably would have went either Graham Nicholson of Alabama, maybe. Miami of Ohio has a really good kicker too, and also SMU has a really good kicker. You couldn't go wrong with a lot of, but Louisiana kicker was lights out as well. So love it. And then the rate guy went to Eddie Stepinski of USC. Really don't have a take on that. Maxwell with the Ashton Jenty, which I absolutely love. Almost 2,500 yards. could have broke Barry Sanders' record if he wasn't held out of 2 second halves and a half of a fourth quarter. And the Heisman, which I know is going to stir a lot of controversy, was Travis Hunter. Now, this is really why we have the awards reaction, because I picked Ashton Jeanty as my Heisman winner. Again, because the only reason why he didn't break Barry Sanders' record prior to the Heisman ceremony is because, yet again, he sat out in 2 second halves. He did not play in 2 of those second halves. And in the game, we had 6 touchdowns and like 260-something yards against Georgia Southern. He didn't play the second half of the fourth quarter. And the backup running back 8 in that game when he was in for Jeanty. So those 3 games right there is the reason why he did not break Barry Sanders' record. Now, he possibly is going to break it during the playoffs. I don't know if that'll count or not, to be completely honest. But I thought my pick was Jeanty. Now, people saying that Hunter should have won, I'm not mad at that. He was lights out on both sides of the ball. Now, I'm not going to say we haven't seen it before. We've seen people play both sides. We've seen Adoree Jackson. We've seen Miles Jack. We've seen Charles Woodson. We've seen guys play both sides of the ball. Have we seen it to this level? I don't know. I think Adoree Jackson was really good in college at USC. I did like Adoree Jackson. I thought Adoree Jackson was going to be a receiver in the league, and he turned out to be a corner, but I did think Adoree Jackson played really well on both sides of the ball. But Hunter, man, 4 picks, locked down the side, and he also had over 1,000 yards and double-digit touchdowns. So you can't really argue against Hunter winning the award. He had an amazing season in the Big 12 for a 9-3 Colorado Buffs team who was not selected to be anything. They weren't selected to even be close to a Big 12 title, and yet they had a Big 12 opportunity. And let's not forget, the reason why they lost an opportunity to play in the Big 12 championship was not on Travis Hunter. He balled that game. It's just Devin Neal. Devin Neal was just Devin Neal that day. He's the kryptonite of a Colorado team, an elite back, and he did his thing. And Kansas upset 3 straight teams, mind you, that were ranked on their way to finally losing against Baylor and not making a bowl game. So I'm not mad. I'm not too mad. To me, it was somebody was going to go home mad, whether it was Jeanty or Hunter. And I don't mean mad like furious, but, it's a little disappointing. You had a season that you had and you don't come away with that award. But it only could be one winner. Two great candidates, but there can only be one. And it was Hunter that was selected. So hats off to him. Love it for him. Again, he deserved it just like Jeanty deserved it, but only could be one. Only could be one winner. But that's the award reaction. Those are all the awards in college football that were the major awards, I should say. Because I know there were some other awards like Shador won Johnny Unitas Award, I think, and there's other awards like Freshman of the Year, which I don't even think the Freshman of the Year is even. I think that's the Sean Alexander. I don't think that's even released yet. They do have. I don't think. I would look for the Brian Bullsworth. Let me see if I can find the Brian Bullsworth Award for the best walk on. I don't know if that was released, but Sean Alexander is normally later in the year. Yeah, I don't see a Brian Bullsworth. The latest I see is Cody Schrader last year at Mizzou. Let's see, I got one drop tap right here. Okay, never mind. Take that back. Oregon inside linebacker Bryce Boucher. He was the winner of the 2024 Bullsworth Trophy. So shout out to him. Shout out to him. Oregon #1 seed in the country. Again, shout out to him. So let's move on though to the Army-Navy game, where I did pick Army to win this game, and Navy came into DC and played no games. Now, before I get to this game, I would like to talk on the side note I left out with. The over-under in the game ended up being like 39.5 or something like that. I told y'all this is the year where you don't blindly bet the under, and the over hit. Even, I think, before the under dropped, I think when I set it at 6:30 that morning, the over-under was like 41.5. Total score was 44. So, like I said, this was not the year to blindly bet the under, and the over hit. But Navy, Blake Horvath, what a game. Over 200 yards, 4 touchdowns. No, not 4 touchdowns. Excuse me. I'm remembering a different game. But he had over 200 yards. I think he had 3 touchdowns. Amazing game by him. And Army, man, turnovers, sloppy football game. Bryson Daly ends with 3 picks. Navy tried to help him off the fake punt fumble, but Navy was the only one that realized he fumbled. It was just an ugly game for Army. Army Just couldn't really get anything going. They came down, got punched in the mouth. Navy led a touchdown drive to start the game. Army couldn't respond. Then in the second half, that's what really hurt them. The second half, Army gets the ball in the second half. I think the score is 14-7. Army goes down to get 3. Navy goes down to get a touchdown. Army gets 3 again, makes it a 1-point possession game. Navy said no, touchdown. Navy scored touchdowns, I think, on every drive in the second half. No, every drive except one. So it was 2 touchdown drives and a field goal. Army, straight field goals. They got one, I think, straight field goals. 2 field goals. That was it. So the second half was huge. Turnovers was huge. And Navy just was not getting off the field. They were driving, sustaining drives, and scoring touchdowns. Blake Horvath had an amazing game for the Navy midshipmen as they take the Commanders-in-Chief trophy, 31-13 in D.C. So let's actually get into it. So Navy will start with a 1-yard Blake Horvath touchdown run set up by Alex Texas, 31-yard catch. Army will start with a punt. Then Army Bryson Daly would throw an interception leading to an 18-yard Brandon Chapman touchdown catch. Army would score a 23-yard Hayden Reed touchdown catch set up by Casey Reynolds, 18-yard catch. The Army would start the second half with a 39-yard field goal. Navy would start the second half with a 52-yard Eli Hendrick touchdown catch. So he did have 4 total touchdowns, 2 passing, 2 rushing. Army scored a 31-yard field goal. Navy would score a 1-yard Blake Horvath touchdown run. 4th down punt fake. Like I said, they faked the punt on 4th down, gained 29 yards by Landon Robinson, who did fumble, but Navy was able to recover. And then Bryson Daly throws a pick leading to a 27-yard field goal. And then Bryson Daly throws another pick leading to the end of the game. And that'd be a ball game. Like I said, Army just got punched in the mouth and could not respond. Shout out Navy. Shout out Navy, man. Next, we got the Veterans Bowl. That was South Alabama versus Western Michigan. I did pick South Alabama to win this game. And another side note, I did tell y'all to take the plus 8.5 at the time with Western Michigan. And it hit. South Alabama wins 30-23, which leaves, if you're gambling, the final score to be 30-31.5. Western Michigan would win the spread. So if you took that little piece of advice, those 2 little pieces of advice, and you want some money, congratulations. I took one of those advice. I took the Western Michigan spread. But parlays, man. What can I say? Anyway. In this game, what it really came down to in this one was the second quarter. Western Michigan had a really good first quarter, scored 10 points, I believe, in the first quarter. Really stopped South Alabama's offense. Bishop Davenport and the boys really couldn't do much. Jaden Nixon, like I said, man, Jaden Nixon had a big run to start the game. Jaden Nixon, the big playback. Jalen Buckley, the workhorse. But the second quarter, South Alabama, Jeremiah Webb took over this game. He took over this game in general. That's why he's on the cover. But Jeremiah Webb had a huge game for the South Alabama Jaguars. The second quarter, South Alabama goes up to halftime, scoring 16 points in the second quarter. They was up 16-13. Should have been 17, but they missed the extra point. They also missed the field goal in the first quarter. And they scored, I believe, 2 touchdowns in the second half. They scored 2 touchdowns in the second half, while Western Michigan only puts up a touchdown and a field goal, and they hang on to win the game. At the end of the game, recovering an onside kick and winning the ball game. But let's get into it. So South Alabama will start with a punt, while Western Michigan will start with a 1-yard Jaden Buckley touchdown run, set up by Jaden Nixon, 36-yard run. South Alabama will miss a 22-yard field goal, which will lead to a Western Michigan 37-yard field goal. South Alabama will score a 24-yard field goal. Then they will get the ball and score a 52-yard Jeremiah Webb touchdown catch set up by Devin Visine, 28-yard catch. Then Jeremiah Webb will score another touchdown, this one from 45 yards out, while Kentrell Bullock helped with a 12-yard run, and the PAT will be no good. Second quarter, Hayden Wolf threw the interception, but Bishop Davenport threw another interception right back. So back-to-back interceptions by the quarterback, leading to a Western Michigan 29-yard field goal. Western Michigan would start the second half with a punt, while South Alabama would start the second half with a 50-yard Bishop Davenport touchdown run set up by Braylon McReynolds, a 13-yard catch. With 6:17 left in the fourth quarter, Western Michigan would score a 7-yard Anthony Sambuki touchdown catch set up by Kenneth Womack, 39-yard catch. Right after that, Southern Alabama would score a 22-yard Kentrell Bullock touchdown run set up by Kentrell Bullock, 17-yard run. Western Michigan would score a 48-yard field goal. And then they would attempt an onside kick, fail, and that would lead to the end of the ball game. So Kentrell Bullock I think he did a really good job stepping up for Fluff Bothwell, as Bothwell's in the portal. Jeremiah Webb did an exceptional job stepping up for Jamal Pritchard. in that game. And Western Michigan, shout out to them. They fought Hayden Wolf and the boys, the running backs. They had running backs Nixon and Buckley. They had really good games. But Jeremiah Webb, like I said, he stepped up in that second quarter and took over the game. And that second quarter ultimately led to them winning the game, winning the Veterans Bowl. So shout out South Alabama winning the Veterans Bowl. And now we got to preview this Frisco Bowl for tonight at 9 o'clock on ESPN. 25th ranked Memphis at West Virginia. So the game's in Texas, like I said. Memphis, Mario Anderson will play. There was some doubts that he wouldn't, but he will play. He said this is his only bowl game he's ever played in, so he's excited. They got to run him. Got to run Mario Anderson. He's there. Got to use him. Get the ball to Rod Taylor and Demir Blingham. Contain Gary Green's legs. I didn't see anything about him not playing or not being in the portal, so if he doesn't play, I apologize, but I don't see nothing about it. Stop the run and then score. Now, if you're West Virginia, got to run Gary Green, use his legs, allow him to set up, use him to run to set up the pass, force some turnovers, get off the field on third downs, because Memphis, they like to extend the ball, extend the drive. Pressure Steph Hannigan and contain Mario Anderson in this ball game. But in this ball game, I do have Memphis winning. I think Memphis offense is really potent against this West Virginia team who defensively can struggle. They fired Neil Brown. I thought that was kind of unnecessary. He led them to a good year last year, led them to a bowl game this year. I thought it was unnecessary, but they got Rich Rod, so it worked out for them in their favor. They brought back Rich Rod. I don't think Rich Rod is coaching for the bowl game. I'm pretty sure he's not. So I'm going with Memphis. Memphis, they got all their guys here. They want to go out with a bang. And what better way to go out with a bang, winning a bowl game and getting 10 wins on the season to solidify another good season. Would say great. Yeah, I say great. Yeah, it didn't lead to an AAC championship. Yeah, you didn't play for one, but 10 wins in itself is always a great season, in my opinion. So I have Memphis to win this game and to solidify, in my opinion, a great season. Now, that's all I got for y'all today. Like I said, I will be live in 30 minutes on the Refuse to Lose main show at 7 o'clock, going over a couple topics there. So make sure you check that out. Make sure you check out. Oh, so let's cover some stuff real quick. So I will be live possibly after, if not after the Frisco Bowl in the morning before I go to work, to cover Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday's bowl games, not including the Friday playoff game. Indiana Notre Dame plays Friday. I will not talk about that bowl game. I will talk about that bowl game Friday morning because I'm going to do Friday and Saturday's playoff bowls on a completely different episode. So it'll be Wednesday, Thursday, Friday bowls that are non-playoff bowls. So just make sure you just want to throw that out there. Number 2, college basketball content is coming. I have been watching, not as much because college football is still going on, but I have been watching. I know Michigan State plays Oakland tonight while we have the Battle of the Palmetto tonight between Clemson and South Carolina. Both of those games at 7 o'clock, so both of those games are in 30 minutes. But I have been watching. UConn has been handling business ever since that Maui tournament. Where Coach Dan Hurley complained about. They have been handling business since. Dayton, I got to shout out Dayton real quick. Dayton's having a season already, and we're not even in A-10 play. They are having an amazing season. It has now beat UConn. They have now beat Marquette, 9-2 on the year. Shout out to Dayton Flyers. Beat Northwestern as well. Have to throw that in there. They're having a really great season. So I had to shout them out. And shout out my boys, man. Shout out my boys. We're 8-2. I'm telling you, man, I'll say this. I think we can win the Big Ten championship this year. I've said it all the time. When MSU comes into the season with low expectations, that's when they do their best. And when we come into the season with great expectations, it seems like that's when we disappoint. And we didn't come into the season with a bunch of expectations, but I love what I see from the guys. I think shooting has become better. Now, I mean, we were at the floor, so it was only up from there. But I do think that we can win the Big Ten championship. I do think Purdue, it's crazy. They're looking funny in the light to me. Crazy how it look like when you don't have a Zach Edey player every year. But that's neither here nor there. I do also have to shout out Memphis, man. Memphis having a good season as well. Took an L to Arkansas State, which I do want to shout out Arkansas State. They do look like a team that can win the Sun Belt this year. I was going to say, I think that Arkansas State loss isn't going to look bad come March. I think Arkansas State could be the best team in the Sun Belt, could make the tournament. They're looking really good. I can't even – as much as I want to say James Madison might be the only team that could contend for – I mean, it's college basketball, so anything can happen in those tournaments. But I think the best team in the Sun Belt besides Arkansas State might be either Appalachian State or JMU. South Alabama has something to say about that. But I think the best team right now in the Sun Belt, from what I've seen, so this is just from what I've seen so far, is Arkansas State. So shout out to them. But yeah, college basketball content is coming. It really is. Just wait on it. Got to get through football season, then I can go full force on college basketball. Dog of the week will be returning with my college basketball, but obviously it will have to be either Friday night or Saturday before I go to work, because lines get released college basketball like hours before. It's not like college football where they get released the week of, like Monday. The next Saturday's lines are already released, so I can look at the lines and see who I like as my dog of the week. Got to wait till Friday, maybe Saturday morning, to look at the lines to see who I like for my dog of the week. But dog of the week will return. Like I said, man, just gotta get past these college football games. But that's all I got for y'all today. I hope y'all enjoyed the show. I hope y'all tune into the main show. But I'm gone.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all in the next episode.